305 on the mouth. Hey. All gas, no brakes, we attack. Hey. Hey. Turn it up loud right now. Hey. 305 Sport now. Hey. 305 Sport now, we lit in Miami. Talking heat, talking fins, whole city around me. Panthers on the ice, crowd roar like a hurricane. All gas, no brakes, we burning up the whole lane. 305 Sport now, say the name, don't doubt. We'll put on with the takes, yeah, he break it all down. From the court to the field, every play, every sound. 305 Sport now, yeah, we run this town. Miami nice, but we up in the day. Breaking news, big moves, every highlight play. Dolphins in the zone, end zone going wild. Heat flame high, every bucket, every smile. Panthers in a rush, blaze cut through the cold. Hurricane, wind spin, orange, green bolt. Will Padron got the stats, got the smoke. All gas, no brakes, every topic he spoke. 305 Sport now, say the name, don't doubt. Will Padron with the takes, yeah, he break it all down. From the court to the field, every play, every sound. 305 Sport now, yeah, we run this town.
Hello, Miami. Thank you so much for watching 305 Sports Now. I am your host. Well, welcome to another section of 305 Live. And today we're talking 2028 recruiting cycle. Yes, 2028 recruiting cycle. Usually I don't go that far deep into next year's recruiting class until like pretty much this recruiting class is signed, sealed, and delivered. But the bottom line is, though, is that this young man has been making a lot of waves. He's been the talk of every conversation, and he's been the talk of the town. Is Brysen Wright out of Mandarin High School. Brysen Wright is the #1 player in the country for the class of 2028. He's his rankings sparse comparisons to Jeremiah Smith, and Miami is in pretty good position to land this young man. Of course, he's got about 18 months to decide and commit and stuff like that, but the conversation has been going as far as this kid goes. And I just want to go over a little bit of the metrics of this young man since we've been talking about it. And of course, then I'll bust out with the huddle video, all right, as well. So I just want to go over him. Now, this kid just finished his sophomore season, right, over at Mandarin, over Jacksonville, Florida, all right? He is the top receiver in the country, the top receiver in the state of Florida. He's considered the third best player in the state of Florida, but overall, he's the #1 player in the country, right? He's the #1 player in the country for his class of 2028. Again, Mandarin High School, Jacksonville, class 2028. 6'3.5", more than likely still growing, by the way. 215 pounds, and the young man runs like an absolute gazelle. I want to go over stats a little bit as well as I break it. Let me just get removed from the screen here. I want to go over stats a little bit as I'm going to break down exactly what I'm referring to. And this is great because for his sophomore season, he had 983 receiving yards, 46 catches, 21 yards per catch as well. Basically 81.9 yards per game, 15 total touchdowns, had 1,562 all-purpose yards as well. You know, more consensus player as a national process, right, as well. Played a little defense as well, as you'll see here as well. So there seems to be a pattern now with the Miami Hurricanes getting players that are not just one-dimensional, that are just, you know, within offense. They're getting guys that also like to play a little defense as well. As we look into the comment section, are you guys already starting the evening? All right, what's up? Hey, Seal Boxy. Hola de España. Hello from Spain. How are you, brother, man? Thank you so much. All right, Duval to the U. Absolutely. Yes, thank you, Cafe 904. Let's make it happen. All right, this guy. Listen, I first really heard about this guy, my buddy Joe. You guys know him from the You Heard podcast, Joey. He basically said that is the guy. He is the guy, referred to him as the guy, and that's what he's looking like. I'm going to show you what I mean by that in the huddle video. Let me just stop sharing his metrics here and go and break into the huddle video format of this so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, as well, this young man is just absolute dynamite. He's an absolute beast. I'm going to break this video down. Let me just get it going. You guys just load up the video. I feel like StreamYard takes a little, I have to go through so many steps, man, but I got you guys. Here we go. All right. I remember I used to do these with overlays, but I like doing these live now as well. I feel they're a lot of fun, and especially when you guys interact. So that's pretty cool. All right. So this is some of his highlights. Look at this, man. This guy looks like a freaking gazelle, dude. Look at that. And Moss is these guys. He is fast. All right. Absolutely fast. The way he places his hands, just like, look at here on special teams, you know, sayonara. You can't teach this. This is just absolute speed, all right? Absolute speed. He is electric, man. He is electric, all right? As far as when he finds open lanes as well and is able to get into the end zone. This young man is already built for college football as a high school sophomore, all right, here as well. Look at him here playing defense. Look at that. Look at field vision, sees the gap, makes a tackle cleanly, bursts in there with great speed, playing safety up high. And look at the position he came from. He was up high to make that tackle in right here. Single coverage. You're not going to win that battle. 6'3.5". Not going to win that battle. He burns through the defender as well. All right, looking right here again. Another great catch, all right, as well. All right, with the interception. And then we look at him here. And then he's in the slot position. Plays boundary, but also plays slot as well. Finds himself open. Tippy toes. Great position with his feet. Gets the first down for his team. Again, now this time, again, cushion, not a good thing. No hand on the guy. Burns through his receiver. Safety's late. Bye-bye. Touchdown. Okay. Safety was supposed to provide a little bit of help there. The kid was out of position, but this young man will make you pay. So football's such a great sport. If you make one mistake, it's incredibly costly. Here he is here on special teams again, catches a punt and finds a great look. And the thing with this play right here is that, yeah, he's fast, but it's the vision. Okay, it's the vision to find the hole, find a crease, and then use your speed, your God-given abilities to make a play and then get into the end zone. Here is at safety. Okay, ball tracking, and bye-bye, boom, dislodges the football. Okay, that would have been a big gain, but nope. Great field vision, makes a play, avoids a catastrophe for his defense right here, and now another shot right there. Clean tackle, jars the ball out. Field vision. That's the best way I can describe this. Like, man, he has great vision. Here is again here. Catches the football. Good post pattern run there. Safety makes a quick tackle, but he's able to make the play. Again, sky high. And touchdown right here off the edge of the end zone. Touchdown for Mandarin. Let's get a few more in here. There's a lot. Here he is right here on the screen. And bye-bye. He's gone. Okay, follow his blockers there, but lets his speed and his skill set do all the talking as well. Here's playing safety. More like a little linebacker there, but nope, interception. Gone. He played very close. All right, that position, and he's gone. You're not going to catch this, man. It's 100 yards right there. See you later. Touchdown, Mandarin. You can see why Miami really wants this guy. All right, great worker, great work ethic, great size, mature for his age. Okay, his skills in terms of running routes is polished, very polished. The way he tracks the football, the way he uses his hands to catch the football, the way he makes defenders look really bad as well as a wide receiver is just absolutely sick. And here it is right here. The little toss sweep there, and bye-bye. All right, gone. Okay, if you do not get a hand on this young man, it is over for you. Okay, this is the guy. Right, this is the guy. And again, bodies up the defender, fronts the defender, can't stop this young man. All right, makes a play, first down, puts his team in a position to score. And once again, quarterback drops back. Brysen Wright, open, makes himself open, and he's catches the football, additional yards, makes a play. The guy's a dude, man. The guy's just an absolute. Drops back again. I'm going to stop right here after this one. And catches the football. Yeah, makes guys miss. What I like is how elusive this young man is. Right, this young man is absolutely elusive. Let's get from the drone. Let's see what the drone has to show. And here he goes. And you know what's going to happen here. Finds vision, jukes the defender, gets a good block, and it is going to be, he actually gets stopped here, but puts his team in a position to score. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Close this one out. And that's it, guys. That is the guy, man. That is the guy. All right, that is the guy. Let's see, that intro straight fire. I rewind. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. You know, thank you, Zeus. I really appreciate it. That was by Finn Sammy, Finn's TV of the FTSN network, man. Go give him if you're a big Dolphin fan, go give him some love. Go subscribe, like his stuff, man. He is a great guy and a genius when it comes to Dolphin commentary, right? As well. Cafe Brysen dunked a basketball at 13 years old. Dude, I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Thank you so much for that one, Cafe. That is unbelievably sick. Jose Gonzalez calls him the Rocket Man. I totally agree. And he is very close friends with Wingo, and his quarterback is a Miami commit. Annex Knox, very good. Or Knox Annex, actually. Very good. Annis. There you go. Yeah, very good. Thanks for bringing up Howard Stern. Yeah, that's it. We got his quarterback. And he's good friends with Nick Lanier. That is absolutely true. Those guys are. Nick's been very good on the recruiting trail as well. So that's the thing about these guys that. And the interesting about Mario is that he's got literally like 100% of his class locked in. Like they're all like locked in. They're not going anywhere. So he's able to concentrate a little bit more on the 2020 class. And the guys that we're talking about, of course, are this young man, Brysen Wright, and of course Giotto as well, the talented defensive end. So this is going to be pretty much what it is. Right now we're in a depth period. but that doesn't mean communication has stopped. So they can still text each other as well. They just can't do like on-campus visits, at least official OVs, to say the least. It's kind of like a dead period, right, as well. Another thing too is the whole Eli Woodard thing is has been heating up as well. Now some pundits, 247, think that Cal has kind of closed the gap a little bit as well. Even though I heard that Cal has 4 committed guys right now in this class, so it could be very difficult for Eli to come in. But I do think that it's kind of like a depth building piece, and they're trying to build something over there at Cal. And he's got his quarterback over there as well. So we'll see what happens with the Eli Woodard thing. So excuse me, guys, 1 second. So yeah, so back to the show. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I think. All right, that's what I think about what's going to be going on. Let's say at least with a guy like with Brysen Wright. Like I said, Brysen likes Miami, and like Howard Stern brought up, he's good friends with guys like Nick Lanier as well as Samar and Wingo. Wingo is now, according to what I've heard, Wingo is probably going to get on the field sometime or another this year. He's been killing it in practice. He was used as a decoy during the Cotton Bowl game as a Jeremiah Smith guy and stuff like that. So I think that Miami does have a good chance of landing. I mean, I don't want to put. I mean, it's not fair to put this young man in a position like a Jeremiah Smith because Jeremiah Smith, is a generational player. But I think this is a good. This is a good thing now that Miami has proven success. And it's continuing to proven success, right, as well. I think this is good because you could get a guy that's just like that mold, right? Jeremiah Smith was physically talented for everybody he was playing with in high school. And I think you're seeing that with a guy like Brysen Wright, who's physically talented for his age group that he's playing. And I think that if he's does commit to the University of Miami as a true freshman, he's going to be instantly on the field like Malachi Tony. All right, there's no way you're going to keep that young man on the sidelines, And we are loaded at wide receiver. All right, we are very loaded at wide receiver, so I do think that's going to be something that we're definitely going to see. All right, guys, I just want to let you guys know that I did work the World Cup last night. I'm working transportation as well. I plan on doing a FIFA episode sometime next week. Be pretty surprising. I'm working things out with Alejandro Solana's brother Daniel, who has a fantastic football podcast, and I'm going to try to bring him on to get what his take is as far as American soccer goes and soccer goes in general, as far as sometime next week. So that's something I just wanted to share with you guys, that if you guys do like soccer, like FIFA, or at least you're into the World Cup, I am going to bring somebody on that loves talking soccer and is very credible at it as well. All right, ladies and gents, I'm pretty much done as far as the Brysen Wright conversation goes. Again, the Eli Woodard thing is getting very much. Miami really wants him. All right, I'll say the least. Julius Jones, from what I've read, his commitment date is this upcoming Saturday. I actually like him more than Eli, to be frank with you, but I haven't heard much, and I do think that's going to be a Notre Dame commit this upcoming Saturday. So Miami is investing a lot of their time on Eli Woodard. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, we'll see where that goes as far as it's concerned. I'm not as confident as I was about a week ago when I said that he was going to be our next commit. Not as confident about that being the case, but that being said, we'll see what happens. The thing about Eli is that he did say that he was, yeah. Oh, he did. Okay. I didn't see that. Okay. I didn't see the thing. So I really appreciate it. If he did commit to Notre Dame today, he committed to Notre Dame today. I didn't see that. Okay. So thank you for breaking that news as far as that goes. All right. As well. I mean, the reason why I say that, because the commitment date was June 27th, but if he committed today. So let's see. Devon Mayfield. It's up its class at all the 5 stars in Florida, went out of state. Up its class at all the 5 stars in Florida, went out of state. I mean, recruiting is national, so that's good. That's been happening quite a bit, to say the least. So that's something that, I mean, is a conversation. But Miami has been recruiting very well nationally, and the players that have been coming in are very national as well. And that's right, man. We have lost a couple STA guys to outside of the state, but we also have acquired some from STA that are from within the state, right, as well, to say the least. Okay, so moving forward, let's see. It's scary. Sorry, I forgot about that. Nah, it's fine. It's okay. But yeah, man. So I just want to say just a few things about the whole. So if Julius was committed, I heard it was 27th again. If he committed today, okay, he committed today to Notre Dame. Like I said, Miami was not investing that time in him anymore. They are putting a lot of attention to Eli Woodard. It is the guy they want, and again, it is a guy with a lot of speed, and he had a great career this year, a great year this year over at his high school as well. And he did feel rushed. He's coming to USC, so that's why he's been kind of like taking his time. But it seems to be a battle between two schools. It's Miami versus Cal. UCLA at the moment is trying, but that's not going to happen. All right. The advantages that Cal does have as far as Eli Woodard goes is the fact is that they do have a few wide receivers coaches, including Ike Hilliard, that play in the league. So that is an advantage. That is kind of like something that is a case. So yeah, no, I mean, I get you, man. I mean, Nadir is a 5-star receiver, but you are right. Okay, with the national recruiting the way it's gone, a lot of the Florida guys have gone elsewhere, and we've also taken guys from different states as well. So that's just the nature of the beast right now. Okay, that's the nature of the beast, to say the least. So yeah, like I said, listen, man, Jackson Cantwell is from Missouri. Is from Missouri. So Dante Wright's from California. So we're getting guys from all over the place. So, but you're not. It's no big deal, man. It's cool. It's cool. As long as they're performing. I'm at the moment where I'm like, well, it's nice to have. It's nice to have South Florida guys, but at the end of the day, if they don't want to be here, if we get some guy from somewhere else that's going to contribute, go right ahead. Howard Stern, St. Thomas Aquinas had about 10 players, D1 major programs, Miami got none. I told you last week, Mario, not liked that much by some local high schools throughout South Florida. But you also have to remember, Howard, that the STA connection, Jason Taylor does have that. Jason Taylor used to be DC there. So there is a connection there still with STA. And I mean, whatever the case would be, as well, we still have gotten STA guys to come to school in recent memory. Jordan Lyle is one of those guys as well. OJ Frederic, Ryan Mack, etc. Jose Gonzalez, hopefully 28 will keep more 5-stars close to home. Yeah, that's it. You know, I totally agree with you. We'll see what happens in that regard. But again, as long as they contribute, I don't care where they're from. Okay, Devon Mayfield, the best player on the last two national championships was from Florida. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fernando Mendoza, even though he wasn't highly recruited coming out of high school, and of course, Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith was very close to being a Cane. I think if Cam Ward would have not made it known that he wanted to go to the draft early on, at least tested the waters, I think Jeremiah Smith might have gone to Miami. That's, again, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's one of those things, but he was very close to putting on that Miami hat. However, the one thing I will say about Jeremiah Smith is that I do give him credit. He won his national championship. He could have easily hit the portal, come to Miami, and basically made the argument, I want to go home and win one for my hometown. That would have been, but he didn't want to. He wanted to stay at Ohio, in Columbus. So that's his choice, right? That's his choice. But the bottom line is that that's something that that just happened. But listen, we've had production at the wide receiver position. And I do think this year is going to be a great year for wide receivers, especially this year. Let's go with, let's not forget the offensive defensive rookie of the year. We're both from South Florida. Yep, that is true. Let's see. The NCAA is nothing without South Florida players. Last year's Heisman Trophy winner and best player in college football. The last 2 years offering. Yeah, and listen, man, preach it, bro, because you got people from up north that say that Florida isn't the standard anymore. I remember about a year ago getting into it with Ohio State fan who said that the standard for wide receivers isn't South Florida. And he made arguments like Brandon Inniss hasn't lived up to his reputation. I made the case for Zay Flowers. Okay, Zay Flowers was a baller, and they said, yeah, but he came in late and stuff like that. Right? Yeah, Ruben Bain, of course, defensive, of course, South Florida as well. Devon Mayfield, Jeremiah Smith is jealous of Malachi Toney. Listen, and like I said, if that's the case, there might be something in him that wishes he was that dude, because Malachi has taken that the South Florida hero thing to another level, because the kids all love him, and I remember when I did and people still ask about Jeremiah Smith, but they did. I mean, the kids just love him. He's recognizable as well, and he's in social media, he's involved and stuff like that as well. So those are things about Malachi Toney. So I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Jeremiah Smith. I don't know what he's thinking, and so on as well. And I do feel, and I told Donald this when he was on my show about a few months ago, that I do. The thing with Jeremiah Smith is that he gets asked the Miami question or insinuate the Miami question all the time. He may not answer it the right way. But he does bring it up. He does bring it up, and he does come out as well. So that's pretty much what I got. What I really want to say about that. But we'll see about. Like I said, if Jeremiah Smith wanted to be the dude in South Florida, he could come in so much. Let's see, Howard Stern. The reason I push South Florida so much is because it's honestly a dying breed. I would say in 5 years or so many players are moving to North Florida or out of state, it won't be the same. Yeah, a lot of that has to do with how with North Florida is cheaper to live at too as well. I have a lot of friends that are moving north because of the fact that it's a lot cheaper to live up north. Not a lot, but it's cheaper to live up north than it is to live down south as well. But the benefit is that Howard is that schools like Chaminade and American Heritage do give out scholarships. So and those are good high schools to get an education at. So their kids could go there and they get a good education and then play D1 football, Power 4 football, right, as well. But yeah, that is true. You're starting to see a lot of kids move up. But again, Lanier is a South Florida kid, and he is totally committed to Miami. So that's something that you can make light of as well. Make a light of it as well. And we have gotten some South Florida guys. Let's not get it twisted. Okay, we have gotten guys that are from South Florida. But again, recruiting has become very national. And if we could get them from all over the country, we could do it. Another thing too about Mario is that Mario has built that pipeline in the Pacific Northwest in particular, and in the West Coast, that we're starting to get guys, that are like, from Samoan descent and stuff like that. They're able to go over to Miami. I do think if Manny Diaz, and this is just a hot take, okay, I do think if Manny Diaz would have been our head coach, I always said that Samson Pancake would have gone to Florida, Popo would have gone to Alabama, okay, and Francis Marinoa would have gone to Washington State because of his brother. So that's always been my hot take. Okay, so Travis Hunter, okay, West Palm Beach as well. Yes, he was as well. Travis Hunter was from West Palm Beach, all right, as well. So yeah, so those are just things that are happening. Again, South Florida still has great athletes, right? So it has great athletes, fantastic athletes. But I do think that Miami is prioritizing national recruiting a bit more than in the previous coaching cycles that we've seen from different coaches, where they've really tried doing the lockdowns, the state of South Florida. But the bottom line is that I think what Mario wants to do is pretty much make our state a little better. Okay, I'm sorry, make our team a little better. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, so forgive me if I'm sounding like I'm rambling. All right, Manny found our starting quarterback. Which one was that? Are you talking about TVD or Jaron Williams? I think Jaron Williams was more of a Mark Rick pick, but we'll see. You talking about TVD? Because that was the case. I know Dan Enos personally recruited him. So is that what you're referring to as TVD? The Tyler Van Dyke found our starting quarterback. Refer to that. Okay. So I'll wait for that response in about a minute or so. See you guys have as a hot take as well. So that being said, but anyways, like I said, I do like the recruiting the way it's going, and I think 2020 is going to be very good. Oh, no, our starting quarterback this year came from Duke, man. Oh, you found him, yeah, bro. Okay, but that wasn't very specific. I thought you meant like our starting quarterback, when he was a coach here. Yeah, of course, yeah. Manny did find Mensa, and we took Mensa. So yeah, he did find our starting quarterback. You're absolutely right. Okay, Mensa as well. Manny just should have never been hired, and Manny just did have the support money-wise or anything else that Mario is getting now. It's so hard to compare. Should never have been hired. Manny did not have the support. Yeah, that is true. Okay, that is true, Howard Stern. Yeah, it was the Manny thing. The Manny thing was like a crap hire. In general, they really didn't do their due diligence to find a good head coach. And as far as the money goes, you're absolutely right. But stylistically speaking, from what I've seen, Mario and Manny are totally different guys. Mario likes undersized linebackers. I'm sorry, Manny likes undersized linebackers. Mario likes the SEC body type. That you get like a Mo Toure, also like a Jordan Campbell. He likes those big guys ready to play right away type of linebackers, and he likes a big physical hat on hat offensive line and a nasty big defensive line. That wasn't the case with Manny. Let's be very honest. Manny does not like those is not known for recruiting size, to say the least. And let's see, Howard Stern. Miami did not care about football. We hired 2 coaches from Temple. That tells you how much the university cared about the program. Yep, absolutely right. Okay, Al Golden at least had a winning record at Temple. So there was some promise there as well. And when Al came in, he did kind of like understand the history of the university by once again embracing the former athletes, like the Michael Irvins and stuff like that. That's one thing that Al did as well. Rehiring Arquijo, like he understood that aspect of the program as well. But mentally speaking, stylistically speaking, as far as schematics go, especially with being so loyal to the defensive coordinator, Al Golden just wasn't the guy. He was not the guy. Okay, but I understand your comparison about the whole money thing. Mario is getting a lot of financial support, but I do think if Mario would have been hired instead of Manny early on, I still think the team might have been in a better position based upon what Mario likes to do than with Manny. Actually, John Summerall found Darian Mensah at Tulane. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, smart Alec. Yeah, you're being technical, dude. I get it. Okay, yeah, he did find him at Tulane. Then Manny got him at Duke, and we picked him up, later on. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so those are things that I want to go back to this. Miami did not care. Yeah, Donna Shalala was not focused on the football program at all. She was more into the medical program, to say as well. And yeah, they didn't do a good coaching hire. So yeah, they should have hired Mike Leach. I'm sure some of you may agree with that, but Mike Leach was not the guy that Shalala liked in general. But our offense would have been a lot of fun. Golden did good recruiting. Rick's team featured Golden's recruits. Yeah, that is true. No, you're right. But like I said, the scheme was terrible. Okay, hey Ralphie, what's up, buddy? The scheme was terrible. All right, D'Onofrio sucked as a DC. Okay, I'm totally blunt. He was just terrible. That was his brother-in-law, way too loyal to the guy. Miami athletes in general need an aggressive, in your face, bump and run, press, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's something that Miami needs, and Golden didn't really understand that. Okay, yeah. So Mark Richt did very good with Al Golden's recruits. That's absolutely true. All right, Xander Edwards. Yes, the guys I've been hearing about. 21 rushes, 23 touchdowns. That's our running back guy for next recruiting cycle as well. 2028 class as well. Miami only has one running back recruited so far in this class, and that is Ty Keys. The MJC revisiting, I've heard that's a possibility as well, but I don't see him coming to Miami. Misa Johnson Cook, I'm referring to. All right. Okay, guys, any other comments? Anything else you guys want to talk to me about, ask me about, mention to me as well as far as things go regarding Brysen Wright, or could be just you just want to talk a little more Canes football before I sign off tonight as well. See what you guys think as far as things go in terms of the conversation and the way it's going. A little more sip. Right. We got some Manny defenders here. Manny couldn't redshirt nobody. He had to play a guy too early. Yeah, that's true. We need a beast tight end who can get 600 yards receiving. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, that happens with Gavin Mueller. When does practice start? I don't know, man. I don't know. Fall practice, I think it might start in August, if I'm not mistaken. If everybody knows in the chat, just let me know. But I think fall practice might start late July, early August. That could be that could be a factor. Okay. So I do like tight. I do like the fact that hopefully we get a tight end as well. But I think that Gavin Mueller is going to surprise people. The guy's a good blocker. He's a phenomenal athlete, and he's got great hands in terms of catching the football. When you look at his highlight reel on Huddle, give it a look. He reminds me a little bit of Elijah Arroyo. Okay, he has kind of like that. I don't think he's as fast as Elijah, but he's got that kind of shiftiness, versatility as well within a scheme and an offense. When does practice start? Like I said, Howard, I think fall practice starts end of July, sometime in August as well. Okay, I'm picking late July. Hopefully, Lofton wants to block this year. Yeah. He had a nicked up shoulder that might have impeded him, but when he was recruited, he wasn't known for his blocking ability. He was known for his pass catching ability. So we'll see how he's utilizing the offense. But they picked up a tight ends coach that is big on blocking, who was an O-line coach over at Army. All right, Rafi Lopez. Anyone that thinks Miami would be anywhere close to currently under Manny if he had support? I have some land to sell you. Poor Manny. Look, I'm gonna be fully transparent with you guys. I thought Manny should be given another year, even though they lost Rhett Lashley, because I'm a big believer that coaches should get at least 4 years to get the recruiting class in. But when the opportunity, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think the Kirk Herbstreit situation, kind of the comments, on ESPN, basically calling out the program, and of course the fan base here was getting very frustrated because there were times where we seemed like we were improving and something bad, a bad loss or something that would happen. I will say this, I believe I'm not mistaken, Manny's last year, we were 8 points away from being a 10-win team. So that's something to think about. But that being said, with the availability of getting Mario, the money that was going to be spent now in the football program as well, they wanted a fresh start and they went with Coach Cristobal. I do think the team made the right decision. If you're going to fire Manny Diaz, I think Coach Cristobal, a guy had some success at Oregon, winning a couple Pac-12 titles, winning a Rose Bowl in general, bringing him in with his recruiting pedigree and his background as far as working with, like Nick Saban, winning a couple national championships. Also a guy, in my opinion, that isn't going anywhere, that's not going to dump you for the next big thing, like Butch did with Cleveland. Love Butch, but, he still went to Cleveland, right, as well. Let me see. Okay. Butch went to Cleveland, and then you have Jimmy Johnson going to Dallas, Dennis Erickson. Well, I think Bill, because of the penalties that will be laid out, right, in general. So let's see. Only thing Manny did well was generate turnovers and a turnover chain. No denying that. Yeah, Manny's defense was feast or famine. A lot of blitzing, which, let's face it, we all loved. Let's not face it, but a lot of times the edges were open, and the field the field was left open as well, which I think kind of killed us a bit in general. Okay, let's see, Ralphie. But the level of athletes Mario gets, Manny can't touch. Mario building longevity, absolutely. Manny does not have friends like the Moss brothers. No, he does not. The Moss brothers should have bought the Marlins, but Jeffrey Lorda made sure that didn't happen. Okay, just to make sure. I think the Moss family would have done great with the Marlins, even though the Marlins are playing very well right now. Giving them credit where credit is due. They're playing some really good baseball right now. I might actually do some baseball coverage if this continues, right, as well. I'm only one guy, and a lot of you like more of the Kings coverage anyway, so that's why I focus mainly on Miami. Real soon, I might be doing some Dolphins coverage. I got to get my friends from FTSN on here, chat a little bit about the Dolphins. And like I said, next week, I'm going to try to have Daniel Solana on here to talk a little FIFA with me as well. So if you guys don't know, I'm working transportation for FIFA. I did my first game on Sunday, and that was crazy. That was wild, right? So I spent Father's Day at the Rock pretty much, right, as well. So that was interesting. All right, so any other comments? Anybody else want to say anything about what we talked about as well? All right, so yeah, guys, I really don't miss the turnover chain. Okay, I'll be very blunt with you. It was fun, but when we started losing like 30-3 against Alabama, and we got one turnover and we put on a chain, it started looking ridiculous. But I will say this though, it was a trendsetter. It really was a trendsetter as far as gimmicks go. Then you start to see people mimic some kind of a turnover prop, like Georgia with the LOD looking shoulder pads, the Legion of Doom, and then you had I think Alabama with the championship belt, on the side as well. Is it Boise State have like a turnover throne? I think that's the school. They have like a throne. You get to sit on that as well. So that being said, all right, let's see. How many games did the Dolphins win? I got them winning 3 max. Howard, some people may think that the Dolphins might win more. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 5 games this season, to be blunt with you. The Dolphins lack the physicality that they lacked last season. They kind of made up for it in the draft and some free agent signings. So I think that may help them a little bit. But again, being in the AFC East, with Buffalo, New England, it may not be a good thing. SMU's celebration is hilarious. Yeah. Let's see. I say let's tank for Jeremiah Smith, bring him home. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a Jeremiah hater. Okay, you have to respect his loyalty somewhat. Like I said, the guy could have easily gone back home, and he decided to stay with the school that recruited him. Right, so I gotta give him credit, to say the least, as far as that goes. But yeah, if we get Jeremiah Smith, that'll be a game changer for Malik Willis and stuff like that as well. Okay, so there's a rumor that the Dolphins may even be looking at Brandon Sorsby, and I wouldn't touch that I wouldn't touch that for anything in the world, man. That's a problem waiting to happen, and you don't really don't want that as well. So yeah, so that's what I think. I think the Dolphins might get 5 games. Okay, just because of the fact I think they're physically going to be different as far as that goes. Okay, so Jose says I agree with Howard Stern there. Yeah, I agree. I think if we can get Jeremiah Smith, that'd be great. But I do say the Dolphins might end up winning like 5 games. Okay, that's what I think. All right, as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any more things you want to talk about in terms of recruiting, in terms of players that you want to see in general, please hit me up. I'll go for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to call it an evening. All right, I got to teach summer school tomorrow, so I'm going to get my rest. All right, as well. So anything else you guys would like to talk about? We went over Brysen Wright today. We went over his highlight, his film. Kid's a young man. Kid's a beast as well. We went over is the fact that South Florida kids are all dipping and going to different schools outside of the 305, right, as well. So just want to see what you guys think. If you want to add a little more to take, we even talked about the comparisons of how Manny was treated to the fact that Mark Cristobal was treated from a financial standpoint from the University of Miami, okay, as well. So, but I will say this, man, I'm doubling down. I still think if Mario would have gotten the job, Mario would have gotten the job instead of Manny, I do think that recruiting wise, and in terms of like discipline, the Canes might have been a little better. I don't know how much better, but I do think we would have competed for an ACC. I just think that he would have found a way to get support from the university. Mario's a tough cookie, but yeah, everything seems to be working in synergy. Okay, you have everybody's on the same page. You have a university president that loves athletics, college athletics, understands the value it brings to the university, not just with exposure, but also monetarily as well. So I do think that that's a good thing to have, right? That's a good thing to have as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the evening. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for all of you that participated in tonight's episode on the possible Cane being Brysen Wright. All right, so to Howard Stern, Ralphie, Moneymaking Mitch, right, as well. Devon Mayfield, Fresh. Let's see. I said Ralphie, right? Yeah, I did. Jose Gonzalez as well. Let's see, is anybody I'm missing from up here? Cafe, Seal Bloxy as well. Guys, thank you. And Zeus, got one more comment here. I will say I hate unnecessary theatrics when shunning the home program. Like, why put the Miami hat up there when you know you're going to go to Notre Dame? They all do it, man. They do it to their own home schools in other states too. So I get it, my guy. I understand. What I don't like is when they start throwing the hats around. That to me is kind of like disrespectful, because if a school's taking the time to recruit you, I mean, at least you kind of show them a little bit of love and stuff like that. But the bottom line is that when they throw the hats and stuff like that, I'm not a big fan of that, But the bottom line is the fact of the matter is, if you're going to Notre Dame, great for him. Wish him the best. But I'm worried about this, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports Now. Thank you to all of you thank you, Money Making. I appreciate it. All of you for listening tonight. God bless you guys. Go Canes. All about the you guys. I am going to try to record an episode on Friday to air Saturday. There's been a lot of conversation about Miami SEC versus Big Ten, where they should go once the contract with the ACC is up. So I'm going to be bringing that up as a conversation piece, but it's going to be a pre-recorded show. I think I'm going to try to record it Friday and air it for Saturday morning. So stay tuned for that. All right, everybody. God bless you guys. Go Canes. All about the you. Bye-bye.